Hello, my fellow minions. Today we are doing what Mini wants in professional wrestling in 2025, except we're doing things a little different today, okay? We are putting them on a bingo card. Why? Because you already know that I'm dumb. I do things a little different, a little spicier, a little extra, even though a lot of people hate me because they think that I'm already loud and extra. But we're going to continue that. You know, it's 2025. Say Mini. Different motivations, different aspirations, different lifestyle choices. And if you don't know how to play bingo, you essentially have to get 4 horizontally, 4 diagonally, or 4 vertically. And this is randomized. I did not place them in a specific order. So this is everything that I want in 2025 within professional wrestling. I want Ricky Starks back on our TVs. And I don't mean on a GCW card where we have to pay a certain amount of money for, you know. I will pay to see Ricky Starks, but what I'm saying is I want him on a televised program every single week, whether that's AEW Dynamite or NXT. I need to see him back on our TVs. Next up here, we got Josh Alexander in the WWE. I don't want him in AEW. I think he will have incredible matches there, but we have seen most of the incredible matches that he would have with the opponents already in AEW. I think Josh Alexander fits more within the WWE. He could easily become NXT champion within like that. Plus, I really want to see a Chad Gable versus Josh Alexander match, so this is extremely biased, but I just think he fits more within the WWE. Next up, I want NXT to start touring. Why? Because I'm in California and NXT, you're coming over here, and because you don't really tour out here that much, your ticket prices are insane, by the way. They're like $400. I tried to see if I could go. One ticket was like $300 and it was closer to like the nosebleed sections. I am fully understanding that it's going to be a smaller venue, but like your ticket prices are insane. So if you come out here more regularly, I think in my head, I'm thinking that your prices won't be as expensive. Next up here, we got Evolution 2. Where's Evolution 2? WWE has such a stacked roster with NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. All of the women here are credible talents, credible opponents for any sort of storyline. We are in a position where you don't even need to depend on legends. You don't even need to depend on returning superstars. I mean, you could add returning superstars. You know, we haven't seen Becky, we haven't seen Charlotte, we haven't seen Alexa, we haven't seen Carmella. But with the NXT roster, with the main roster talent, you can build a 2-night PLE with just the women on the card, and it's going to be a complete banger. Next up here, I want Dynamite to deliver every week. Why? Because Dynamite, my precious Dynamite. Like, I am never going to not watch AEW. I'm never not going to watch Dynamite. But damn, sometimes it's hard to watch. And especially as someone who works full time, I need entertainment constantly. If not, I'm going to fall asleep. I wish Dynamite would deliver every single week just the way that they deliver every single pay-per-view. We know once we are watching a pay-per-view, an AEW pay-per-view, we are going to get our money's worth. That's not the case for every single one, but the majority of the time, 98%, you know that you're going to get something good. I want Dynamite to at least be in the 90% range of like, you at least will be somewhat entertained and not hoping that Samantha Irvin brings back her thirst traps on Wednesdays because that was more entertaining than an episode of Dynamite. Next up here, we got the Chad Gable title. Put the United States Championship on him. Put the Intercontinental Championship on him. This man has put in so much damn work, and I was so heavily disappointed when you did not put the title on him, Triple H. Triple H, I'm looking at you, brother. I'm gonna call you brother cause I feel like you're being Hogan right now. Hogan trips. You're acting like a damn brother, but not putting a damn title on this man. You know this man has in-ring. You know this man has character. You know this man has mic work. You know the people are behind him already. Come on, man. 2025, put a damn title on him, Triple H.
You're gonna give me what I want. You're gonna give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Next up here, I got more international PLEs pay-per-views. Why? Because this is very biased. When you do international PLEs, I start streaming like around 11, 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. I love that because then I got the rest of the night and I can just chill to myself on a Saturday or on a Sunday. So I love that. Please, more international ones. Next up here, we got the AJ Lee return. Let's light it up in 2025, okay? I have always believed she's going to show up at every single women's rumble. I thought she was going to be a part of the first Evolution pay-per-view. She was not, but come on, man. CM Punk is back. He's been here for over a year. So I feel like it's more solidified for AJ Lee. And when they released that footage of CM Punk's return, Bayley said, get her in here. And he said, I'm gonna do my best. You keep doing what you do and I will do my best. AJ Lee, I know you're coming. I know you're coming. 2025. I know you're coming. I feel it in my damn veins that you're coming. I will be rocking an AJ Lee shirt for the 2025 Royal Rumble. So I may or may not be there live in person. Either way, if I'm here in this chair or live in person, I'm rocking my AJ Lee shirt. Next up on the list is I want AEW pay-per-views to cost less. Now, this is sort of already into fruition, but I don't know just yet because, not gonna lie, I didn't really understand the AEW simulcasting thing. They are going to be on HBO Max. I don't know what that means for the pay-per-views. Is it going to cost less? Is it going to cost the same amount as if you were to purchase HBO Max like pro subscription? I'm assuming it's like Netflix, right? Like they got Netflix with ads and then they got Netflix without ads, but you have to pay more. Like I'm assuming they're going to be on the more exclusive side of HBO Max. I have no idea how it works. So I put it in there because paying $50 for every damn pay-per-view is a lot of damn money. So if you can reduce that to like $30, $35, you know what I'm saying? Get the HBO Max deal, and like your pay-per-views could cost like $25, $30. That's going to bring in more viewers. Although I understand it's a business and I may sound really stupid right now, but like make it cost less, please. Next up here is something we already also have into fruition, which is companies to take creators seriously. I am a creator myself and I have been featured on WWE television twice now, which is really cool. And I see them doing that with a lot of other creators and I see them doing it whenever somebody returns. The WrestleMania documentary, I see the way that WWE is treating their creators. TNA also had some sort of partnership with creators that I was a part of as well. I do want to see more so just working with creators, having them backstage, having them at shows and stuff, you know, to create content with your talent. I think that would be really cool because I know that the communities of each creator would enjoy seeing that, especially with some of the creators' favorite wrestlers. Santi with Dom, I know would go crazy. Also, here's like a silly little pitch. Me and Rey Mysterio would go crazy, okay? Because everybody thinks that I'm your daughter, Rey Mysterio, because when I have the mask on, because you got big lips just like myself, man, we look like each other, okay? So me with Dom talking shit about you would go crazy, or me and you just, you know, like you being a deadbeat father and like me just telling you that you're a deadbeat father and me like kind of asking for like some seed money because you haven't been there for the past couple years, you know? It may not be there now because I'm like pitching it last minute, but believe me, I can create something really funny for that. But what I do mean about companies taking creators seriously, I am talking about more so AEW because I don't think AEW relies on creators as much as other companies do, and I think they should. They should kind of see what WWE is doing, and now you have more creators reacting and posting their clips about WWE. Why? Because they're broadcasting creators on national television, and if AEW were to do that, if AEW was the first one to do it, best believe you would see a lot of people starting to talk about it because they would be racing to be on television like that. Except here we got people to stop saying I called it or I told you, to the most obvious thing. This is my number one pet peeve. If you watch my streams, you know how much I absolutely despise this. This will be my greatest demise, I swear. I absolutely hate this because people are just gonna be like, I'm calling it right now, and it's the most obvious freaking thing. And then when the most obvious freaking thing happens, they're just like, I told you. No, you didn't tell me, brother. You did not tell me anything, okay? And no, you did not call anything. And if you did, it was the most obvious damn thing, and we all freaking knew it. So you don't need to say I'm calling it right now as if you're the only original mind out there that actually knew that this was going to happen. That's like a forever thing for me. I just need that to go away. Next up here, I need AEW hate to simmer the fuck down. Why? Because honestly, a lot of you guys are using it for engagement. Sure, there are some downs, lulls in AEW, but that happens with a lot of companies. And I know people are like, well, they've been around for 5 years. They should already have it together. No, they shouldn't. It's a company. It's professional wrestling. It is sports at the very end of the day. It is very ever changing. I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds right. It's ever changing in the way that characters are going to evolve. It's going to change the story. It's going to change on who they're feuding with, if they're going to be the bad guy, if they're going to be the good guy. It really all just depends on the factor of entertainment. And I know a lot of people hate the term sports entertainment, but at the end of the day, if you're wrestling and you got stories and you got characters, you do gotta rely on sports entertainment to keep the audience interested. So I don't think that AEW is really doing a bad job when it comes to entertaining. I think it's doing a really bad job when it comes to solidifying characters and also just retaining an audience with a good story. And I'm not an individual that will say AEW has no stories. Absolutely not. I'm not going to say that. They do have damn stories, but it's up to you to be entertained by it, to care about it, or to be invested in it. I personally am invested in the characters that AEW has built, like an MJF, like a Swerve, like an Adam Page, like a Tony Storm, like a Mariah May. So I continue to watch it for certain individuals because I know every single time they're going to come out, it's going to be a complete freaking banger. And I know it's a bunch of you little Twitter freaking trolls that just do it for the sake of engagement and for the sake of earning a paycheck. And to quote Mr. Punk himself, because you're too lazy to get a real job. Next up on the list, we got IWC not using buried so loosely. Just because Carmelo Hayes lost to the champion Cody Rhodes does not mean that he's buried. Is he buried? Is he really freaking buried? Are you kidding me? No, he was not buried. As you can see, fast forward, what is he doing now? It looks like him and Sami Zayn are about to cook up some sort of storyline. It looks like him and Braun Strowman are about to cook up some storyline. All I know is that Carmelo Hayes is on my screen every damn week. But ever since he took that L, a lot of people are like, oh, well, now he's buried. If somebody loses, that does not mean that they are buried. You might not like it, but that doesn't mean that they're freaking buried if they lose, okay? Stop using buried. Next up here, we got Punk to headline WrestleMania. That's the reason why he left, man. 2025. Punk. I don't know how, because we got the women's and men's Royal Rumble, and I am a true believer that if you win it, you should be headlining WrestleMania. So Punky, if you do win 2025 Royal Rumble, I need you to headline WrestleMania. I want wrestling ticket prices to go down. I understand that wrestling is more popular now because The Rock came back after WrestleMania. A lot of new people started watching it because all of the clips from WrestleMania went super viral, and I understand that. And that's good. I'm very happy that happened. But like, you're not about to charge me $600 for nosebleeds for a WrestleMania. That's a lot of money. Not everybody has that much to spend. So 2025, figure your shit out. Bring down the cost of wrestling tickets. Primarily you, WWE, okay? WWE, you're inflating a bunch of shit here. Next up here is we have the most perfect John Cena send-off. I believe in Triple H, I believe in WWE. The most perfect send-off, like the most perfect retirement match I've seen was Sting's. That was incredible, the way they did it, the way he came out, the match itself. Everything about it was just such a perfect retirement. I have to consider his over a lot of them because Ric Flair retired how many times? Like 17 times he had his damn last match. John Cena says that he's no longer going to be an active wrestler once he retires. I need his send-off in 2025 to be absolutely perfect. The next part of this video, I understand that I'm going to be playing bingo, but there's usually a free little square there. But because I added extra, I don't have that free square to make things easier. So I will be going on Google to pick a random number from the Google generator. And it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to go horizontally until it hits 16. This is 1, Ricky, 16 being John Cena. Okay, so this is my random generator. It's at 1 and 16 and I will generate, and whatever it is, I will go ahead and put an X on it. This is number 5. Okay, let's see what number 5 is. And number 5 being Dynamite to deliver every week. I'm okay with that being my first one. Now I'm going to have to run through each one and see which ones I truly want. That's very, very necessary. Ricky Starks back on our TVs? Absolutely. One of my favorite AEW wrestlers. So yes. Josh Alexander in the WWE, like, he could be in AEW. That's fine. I don't think it's a necessity. That's more of a preference. Next up here is we have NXT to start touring. Is NXT to start touring important? I think it still is because I like a good NXT. I don't want to stream it, but I want to go to their weekly shows. Oh yeah, this is a necessity. Evolution 2, absolute freaking necessity. Are you kidding me? Absolute necessity. Next up here we got Chad. Yes. Next up here is we got more international PLEs and pay-per-views. Now, okay, that's more biased, so I'm not going to put that as a necessity. AJ Lee return? You already know how we feel about that. Let's light it up in 2025. AEW pay-per-views to cost less. Now, I added this, but we are going to HBO Max. I think they're already on that trajectory already, so it's not going to be a very important one for me to pick right now. We got companies to take creators seriously. WWE is already on that route. AEW isn't. This should be an automatic for me, but I'm kind of hesitating on it, so I'll be back on it. People to stop saying I called it or I told you to the most obvious thing. It is my number one pet peeve. I absolutely hate it. I want to click on it, but I'm gonna hold off on it, even though it's my biggest pet peeve. AEW hate to simmer the fuck down. You guys are using it mostly for engagement, so that's why go away. IWC not using buried so loosely. Another pet peeve of mine. Oh no, but I can't because it's a pet peeve. Punk to headline WrestleMania. I don't know how many years you got in you, buddy. I don't. But if you could do it next year, then I'd be okay with that too. So I'm gonna leave that alone right now. Wrestling ticket prices to go down? Absolutely. I'm trying to go see some wrestling shows 2025. That's all I want to do in 2025 is go to wrestling shows. So they're mostly WWE shows, obviously, but I put it as wrestling, but you know what I mean. The most perfect John Cena send-off. I feel like we are going to have already a perfect John Cena send-off, so I'm not going to click on that just yet. Companies to take creators seriously. Second round go, we're going to click on that. People to stop saying I called it or I told you. You know what? This is a necessity. It's a pet peeve of mine, but it's an absolute necessity. Didn't we hit a bingo yet? We have not hit a bingo just yet. So let's see what's at stake here. If I can create a bingo, I could create a bingo here. So that's Ricky Starks back on our TVs. We got NXT to start touring. Evolution 2. That's good. And then we could do one here. Ricky Starks back on our TV. Chad Gable title. People to stop saying I told you were the most obvious thing. And then the most perfect John Cena send off. That's a good row. I'm considering this row. Next one, we got this row, which is Dynamite to deliver every week. Yes. Chad Gable title. AJ Lee return. Aw, damn. This is my favorite one right now. And this one is another one. Evolution 2, AJ Lee return, and AEW hate to simmer the fuck down. Alright guys, I got my winner. Seeing the choices that are on the line, I want Dynamite to deliver every single week. I want a Chad Gable title in 2025. I want more international PLEs and pay-per-views, and I want an AJ Lee return. I have faith in the system, and those are the 4 things that will be happening in 2025. Come back once 2025 is over, and we will go ahead and circle this back in 2026 and see if any of those main 4 actually happened. Until next time, bye!